Welcome to the Balch House. I'm Nancy Hood. We have a lot more furniture in this room than they would have had at that time. They slept and ate, and this was the whole thing. Would have had a big table, which they called a board, and the husband and the family got one chair. I have a thing to grind up corn here because they grew tons of it. It's like a mortar and pestle, but we don't have the top piece, but give the idea. And this is your lantern, which has very small holes so the wind wouldn't blow it out. And a lot of them have your initial on it. So they usually ate on wooden plates, but pewter came very early in Beverly, so we have pewter plates. Another fireplace, which was modernized in 1700, so they have a Dutch oven that you baked in. The floorboards are original, 19 and 20 inches wide. If they were 22 inches, they had to pay a tax on them. The whole house has no closets. Everything was stored in antique chests. This is a very early one, 1640. It was probably a marriage chest because it has initials on each end. Because they did raise corn, they raised flax. This is a flax wheel. And this is a walking wheel because you had to stand up for it. You always had a fire bucket. We do have a Balch fire bucket near the fire, full of water. This is an early loom. When you had to make practically everything that you needed until another boat came over from England with supplies for you. I love this room because it shows how it was originally, just a little peak cottage with a half a room here, which would have been split right where the beam is. This beam, because they had all they could do to get a roof over their head, never mind decorating it, which they have done here. This room has the gable in it, and we have the back of it on the inside. Here's the old rope bed with feather mattresses, and you had to tighten it up, and I can show you how to do that. As the ropes give, and you'd end up in the middle of the bed. So you use this at least once a month and pull it out and put a little wedge of wood in there, and that would keep the bed level. We have a beautiful chest over here at 1640, and we have a lovely book box on top of this chest, which is very early, with a Balch Bible in it. This room is pretty much the way it was. They probably wouldn't have had the paint at that period. It would have been natural wood, which would have been very dark from the fireplaces. And the corner of the room, if you can get that over there, shows the insulation. We have a lot of clay in Beverly, and clay pits and dams, because this was Salem at the time the house was built. So they made bricks for insulation and put them in the walls. You had just plain wood on the outside, then bricks, then laths, and then probably originally just plain wood on the inside. If a woman was lucky enough to get a chair, that would be, as you can see, they're not terribly comfortable. That would be what it would be like if they were lucky enough to have a nice one.